Married at First Sight, major changes. Child, Peacock is not playing. They done did it again. We're not going to recognize this show by the time season 20 rolls around. I'm going to tell you why. Plus, I have some updates for you on previous cast members. Hi, I'm Tamara, and this is Tamara Lynette Tells. Let's get right into it. The experts are out. That's right. They are out. No more Dr. Pepper, no more Dr. Pia, and no more Pastor Cal. I can't even believe I'm saying this out loud. The company that produces Married at First Sight, Kinetic Content, announced this through Variety magazine. Dr. Pepper is an OG expert and has been there from the very beginning. Pastor Cal started 2 years later. And of course, Dr. Pia came on just a few years ago. So in the article, it's all rainbows and roses, right? They didn't say why they let them go. Only statements like, we're thrilled to be embarking on a brand new chapter of the Married at First Sight journey with our partners at Peacock. We're excited for the future and honored to have worked alongside Dr. Pepper, Pastor Cal, and Dr. Pia. Wow. Careful what you ask for, right? I mean, the fans have been calling for this, but honestly, I didn't think they would let all three of them go at the same time, though. Dang. So, Pastor Cal was featured on the podcast, What's the Reality? And this is what he had to say about it.
Well, one thing that's really, really interesting is that, I've been in for 16 seasons, and Dr. Pepper and Dr. Pia and I. And what's happening right now is we're actually at a point where we're passing the torch to new experts now that we're on Peacock.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
What does that mean?
Yes. That means that I'm on to some bigger and better things. But I wish the new experts the best. And I think the show is going to be taking on a different turn, and I think that this is just a part of the evolution of the show. But we're passing the torch, and the new experts will be coming on. And they won't be me, but they will be.
I know that's
right. But we have some great things happening. My book, Marriage Ain't for Punks, is being optioned for a TV show, so we're shopping.
So he's trying to give it a positive spin, but let's not pretend like producers didn't have a meeting with Peacock titled "How do we fix this boat before it sinks?" Because this isn't giving minor refresh. This is giving full rebrand energy. The move from Lifetime to Peacock already gave us major changes with the length of the season and the episodes, but clearing out the entire expert panel. Wow, that's a full-on reset. So the real question is whether this means we're finally getting better matches and real marriage counseling, or if they're just swapped out faces while keeping the same messy formula that keeps us yelling at our TVs every week. They haven't announced the new experts yet, but I have to admit, I'm intrigued. I'm very interested to see what this new season is going to give us. Will the new experts be young, single, and have internet dating experience? Will it be a variety of older and younger, or all married? What will their areas of expertise be? I can't wait. Please do not let us down, Peacock, please. So as this story unfolds, I will keep you posted. In the meantime, I'm hungry. Okay, so first of all, I'm trying to eat better, but once I walk into a grocery store, I head right to the not so good for me go-tos, and I end up buying the same foods and snacks I'm used to buying. Hungry Root to the rescue. Their website, it's actually smart. You can go in and pick the exact meals and groceries you want, nothing random, nothing you didn't ask for, and the more you order, the more it learns your taste, which I appreciate, so it can recommend healthier foods I don't normally eat but love. And they also have these ready-made salads that are clutch, like open the bag, toss it together, eat, no chopping, no drama, still delicious. These have saved me on days when I'm in a hurry and would normally grab something quick and unhealthy. Now, my favorite meal so far is the Korean barbecue chicken with jasmine rice, which is actually what I'm making in this video. Easy, flavorful, filling, and I mean, it is yummalicious. And the best part, everything is made with high quality ingredients, no junk, no hormones or antibiotics in the meat, so I can eat and move on with my life without without overthinking it. So please take advantage of this exclusive offer. For a limited time, get 40% off your first box plus a free item in every box for life. Click the link below or go to hungryroot.com and use code TLT. That's 40% off your first box and a free item of your choice for life at hungryroot.com with the code TLT. Bon appetit. So I found this video of the experts with the crew that I thought would be fun to share with you. They're doing a celebration dance to welcome Dr. Pia as a full-time expert. Obviously, this is an old video. And apparently, between the three of them, Dr. Pia was the only one with rhythm. In other news, and this isn't necessarily new news, but it just hasn't really been talked about, Dr. Pia got married. In December 2024, she quietly eloped with the man she got engaged to in 2021, Jason, to the Intercontinental Chicago Magnificent Mile. And then just a few weeks later, she added another major title to her brand, Mommy. In January 2025, Dr. Pia gave birth to her first child, a baby girl named Nova. Aw. Now that she's no longer on Married at First Sight, she says she plans to focus on her family for a minute. In other news, Josh from season 19 decided to speak out about his relationship with Jaylyn. He did it by posting his memoir on Instagram. It's like 4 separate posts within a post. And he was in Brazil at the time, so he included vacation photos. Okay. So I'm not going to read it out loud to you because it's too long. But basically what he's saying is what we saw in the show wasn't the full picture of who he is or how that relationship actually worked. He feels like the edit made him look one-dimensional, like all he cared about was partying and Burning Man. But during the 2 years they were together, he says he showed up for Jaylyn in ways we never heard about. He says he put Jaylyn on his insurance, helped her buy another car using his own credit, supported her financially when needed, and was actively trying to build a future with her. He also talks a lot about not feeling truly seen by Jaylyn. He says he loved her deeply, but didn't feel that love was fully returned or that she really understood who he was. And eventually this took a toll on his mental health. He admits that he became depressed, didn't know how to recover, and ultimately made the decision to leave. Now, he does take accountability. He says the way he walked away wasn't okay. He hurt her and that he's genuinely sorry for that part. But he also pushes back on being labeled the villain, saying he fought for the relationship repeatedly until he recognized he was fighting alone. For example, she threatened to leave a couple of times and he fought to stop her. When he said he wanted to leave, she didn't fight and the relationship ended. So since they split up, Josh says life has been life and family loss, financial stress, major life changes. But he's in a new relationship now where he says he feels chosen, supported, and accepted for who he actually is. So overall, he fell in love with someone who had bad credit, didn't understand him, and wouldn't fight for him. Okay, I'm glad he was able to get this off his chest. Not gonna lie, since this season was a little shorter, I'm not as invested as I probably would be otherwise. So moving on to season 16, Nicole and Chris, they are parents now. Nicole gave birth to twins, Sophia Lily and Anthony Ramsey, on January 5th of 2026. Sophia arrived healthy and was able to go home pretty quickly. However, Anthony's situation was very different. So before he was even born, doctors discovered that Anthony had a hole in his diaphragm and about 90% of his abdominal organs had moved up into his chest, leaving his lungs without the space they needed to properly develop. So this was more than a complication. It was considered the most severe level of this condition. So because of that, Anthony went straight to the NICU after birth and needed surgery a few days later to move his organs back where they belonged and repair the diaphragm. Now, the surgery was successful, which is huge, but doctors were very clear that this is a long time journey, not a quick fix. His lungs will need time to grow and strengthen, and his care will be ongoing. So Nicole shared that the pregnancy itself was incredibly hard, knowing every day that one of her babies was facing something serious. And now, while she's adjusting to motherhood, she's also splitting her time between being home with Sophia and being in the hospital with Anthony. I can't even imagine the emotional roller coaster of going from seeing their healthy baby girl at home to going to the NICU where their son is fighting to recover. Yet looking at these pictures, they both still have a smile on their face. Good for them. Nicole and Chris want to use their platform to raise awareness about the condition their son has so other parents don't feel blindsided or alone. Congratulations, Nicole and Chris, and hang in there, little Anthony. You got this. In other baby news, Eric from season 12 and his wife Logan welcomed their baby girl Vera on January 3rd of 2026, almost a New Year's baby. So their path to parenthood has not been easy either. In September of 2024, Eric shared they suffered a miscarriage of their little girl they named Kennedy. Continuing along this baby news road we're riding on, Madison hopped on Instagram to share some news.
I wanted to come on here and tell you something a little personal that I have decided to do for myself, as well as my future with David. I am freezing my eggs. So I am a little bit more than halfway through the process, and let me tell you, it is not for the faint of heart. I have
so not only are she and David still going strong, but they are planning to eventually have babies. Good for them. I'm kind of surprised they haven't gotten married yet, but that's their business. They're doing them. So this was my little Married at First Sight news update. A lot happening with former cast. I'll continue to keep my ear to the street and keep bringing you more news as I find it. In the meantime, that's all I have for now. Thanks for hanging out with me, and I'll see you in my next video.